Hi, Amit Bhatia from ABP Live. My question, any of you can answer. It's a very practical question. Those who haven't seen PS1, should they see it first, or is there any recap so that they can? Because story is like very complicated. बहुत सारे इसमें plots हैं. तो उन लोगों के लिए क्या है जिन्होंने देखी नहीं है? PS1.
If you ask me, should I watch PS1? I would recommend you to watch PS1.
No, I've already watched.
Okay, so please do watch PS1. It's a good film.
It's out on Netflix or
Amazon. So you can definitely watch
whoever has a
PS1.
dog can watch it. And we're also doing a re-release in some states, so I hope they're doing it in Hindi
And
too.
there is a recollection at the beginning of the film for
Yeah,
even
that
people
is.
who have not watched PS1.
We'll have a
they can
recap.
Still, recap, and they know what's happened so far.
They'll understand.
We are catching up with the OTT.
Also, I feel like 5 books को 2 film में बनाया और मतलब उसका जिस्ट छोटा सा रिकलेक्शन है like a recap उसमें मतलब समझना तो थोड़ा मुश्किल ही होगा करना पड़ेगा होमवर्क सबको हाँ.
Hello. My name is Jigyasa and I'm from India.com Z. First of all, a big congratulations for the film. My question is to you, Vikram sir. I would like to know that this film, as we can all see, it's based on a historical novel. And when we talk about history, there is a lot of that goes into the timeline. And when the film is about to release, there is scope when the representation of characters and the story is there. So sometimes people do, there's also scope for controversies that this character or this was misrepresented or something. So I want to know that, do you fear the rejection for this? And if yes, then how do you prepare for it?
I've said this often, my blood group is B positive, so I'll stick to that and we'll be positive and we won't be expecting a negative reaction. So to start off, hi everybody, thanks a lot for the wonderful support that you gave us for PS1. And I think this is the right moment for me to say and on behalf of everyone again. Regarding your question, I think why the film worked in Tamil, it doesn't, I don't think many of you would have read the book in Hindi, but in Tamil, it was very true to the story, to what was written 70 years ago, and they loved that. So there was no misinterpretation, we've not changed anything. It's only in the second half, the second part that we're doing now, there are certain endings that are left open. He's kind of knotted them up in a very interesting fashion, and Mr. Mani Ratnam is the best that way, so I'm sure he'll not disappoint you. And we are going in with, whenever we release a film, I think we never make a film where you go in feeling, will this work? You think it's going to work, however good or bad the film is, from anybody's point of view. You feel personally it's going to really do well. And when we've already seen the wonderful response we got for part 1, and we were not surprised. We didn't think that it'll break all records in the South, but in Tamil Nadu especially. But we knew it's going to do really well. So even when we thought of it as one part, it was a beautiful film. So the debate we had in the dubbing theaters or wherever we used to meet during shoot was, if it's 2 parts, won't it be a little dicey because the introduction happens only in the first part? So will the audience feel involved enough, to watch the first part and, like it? The second part has everything. So already we were feeling that the second part is what everybody would want to see. So judging by what happened to the first part, I would understand that the second part would also be received very well. And especially in the South, I don't know if you've seen the news, you had people who've not been to theaters in 40 years or 50 years come to the theater on wheelchairs with oxygen cylinders, grandparents being carried to the theaters. It was because they wanted to see this. Not just because it had history in it or a part of history. There's something about the Tamil culture which was there and everybody felt they needed to be a part of it. And that book has been a classic for the last so many years. There's no other book that has come out which has beaten it. And the beauty of that book is every character is so important. Every character is so well etched. And like they said, the women were empowered and the men were all and all characters are great. There's no character who's good or no character who's bad, except maybe Ponniyin Selvan. But he too has his doubts. So every character is justified in what they do. So this is a film which is like, the audience is going to love it any which way. And we are very confident. And I'm sure did you like the first part?
Yes.
Did you see the film?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
I think you'll love this one, the second part.
Eagerly waiting for it.
Hey, my name is Rhythm from One World News. And my question is to Vikram, sir. But before that, happy belated birthday, sir.
Thank you.
So my question was if you could share some interesting anecdotes from the sets of PS2, like funny moments that has happened on the sets.
I think most of the funny moments happened during PR. It was very hard work, trust me. It's not easy to do a film which is a period film, and especially where you're trying to create some kind of an authenticity. Like Mr. Mani wanted to make Ponniyin Selvan like a reference point. Like what would the Cholas have looked like? Like I'd spoken about this earlier too. There can be movies which can be made on a very grand scale. But there can be there are movies like Ponniyin Selvan which was made as realistically as possible, you know. So that was what you will find in the movie, and I think.
Hi, this is Radhika Sharma from the Press Trust of India. Since Ravi sir hasn't spoken at all, this is for him. My question to you is, you know, in the first...
I thought you forgot about me because of the grey hair.
No, you're there. You're Ponniyin Selvan. So, yeah. Before the first part released, not many people who knew about Kalki's novel, they didn't perhaps knew that, you know, Ponniyin Selvan, what he is or she is, or is it a period or anything. But now people who have watched or who've heard about the film, they know that this is a title given to your character, Arun Modivarman. So I wanted to ask you, what is it about playing, how responsible do you feel as playing the character, as starring in and as Ponniyin Selvan?
Yeah, it's a very responsible character because, see, that's the friendship. It's definitely a responsible character because down south, this is an epitome of a character. I mean, they look at him literally as God, you know, the ruler, the ruler. That is why, you know, Raja means king of kings. So, Manisa called me and said, actually he said, I don't worry about other characters. This is what he said to me. I mean, he might have said the same thing to everybody, I don't know. But what he meant was, I can handle every other character. This, you have to bring something which is very responsible. So you go live as Raja Cholan for 6 months. So I don't know whether he told the same thing to everybody, to live that character for 6 months. So he wanted me to, you know, with my wife, with my father, mother.
Definitely not as Raja Cholan.
No, sorry. So we will talk about this later and we'll find out Manisa's trick later. So he told me to live as that character because in one day I don't think this is going to come out. So I'm waiting for you to bring something out of it. So I went, I was thinking and thinking and thinking, and I came and he asked, did you find out? Did you come up with something? And I said, sir, Ponniyin Selvan had a brother and a sister. I too have a brother and a sister. I don't think in the 1,000 odd years, the emotion of a brother to a sister has never changed. A mother's love towards a son never changed. I think humanity has taken the core of emotions intact with them all through these years. So I just have to replicate those emotions properly, I thought. And the team did an amazing job on me, you know, the look. And so that was the responsibility I had, you know, to be pure. Thank you.
हेलो मैं सुरेश चौरसिया दैनिक राष्ट्रीय शान अखबार से बोल रहा हूँ PS1 500 CR की एक रिलीज हुई थी फिल्म PS2 कितने CR की है और आजकल जो फिल्में रिलीज हो रही है रिलीज होने के साथ ही इंटरनेट पे चोरी हो रहा है क्या आपको लगता है कि ये हिंदुस्तान में पायरेसी का अभाव है जिस कारण निर्माताओं को काफ़ी नुकसान का सामना करना पड़ रहा है
सर नमस्ते सर मैं हिंदी में बात करने की कोशिश करता हूँ अभी मैं हिंदी में बात करने की कोशिश कर चुका हूँ that's all I can say but sir I think piracy yeah it is like a virus it is affecting the industry of course it is but I think nowadays with the new technology coming in where, sorry to say North of India, is they brought up a theme like, you know, a producer gets 50%, the television channel gets 50%. So to prevent piracy, they were ready to release the movie on the same day or in 15 days so that, you know, they can share, the royal people can share the profits to kill piracy. And now, after OTT platforms have come, I think, it is not affecting that much. We are able to control to an extent, sir. So, dhanyavad.
Hi, this side. Hi, everyone. Here, this straight. Congratulations, PS2 के लिए. This is Saurabh from News Nation. जयराम सर, आपसे और त्रिशा से जानना चाहूँगा. जैसे ही आपने, क्योंकि अभी मैं ट्वीट कुछ कर रहा था, आपका अरुण मोजी और आपका जो किरदार का नाम है, वो जैसी ट्विटर पे आपने डाला, उसका वेरीफाइड हट गया. और अभी तक मैं नहीं देख पा रहा हूँ वो. If you can please share something about it.
We're as surprised as you.
It's a technical glitch. Actually, yeah, we were all supposed to change our names. Like over-enthusiastic people, Ravi and I did it first and lost the blue tick. I don't know the reason behind it, but the team is working on reviving it back. But I think the Twitter rules
If you guys
have
can do
changed.
something to help them, we'll be very grateful.
I don't have Twitter, so didn't have that problem.
जयराम सर, आपका भी हुआ है. You
जयराम नहीं, रवि. जयमरवि.
जयमरवि सर, आपका भी वेरीफाइड हट गया. अभी मैं ट्वीट कर रहा था तो आप ही दोनों का मैं देख पाया, अभी नहीं था. तो इफ यू कैन.
हम अभी हमारे कैरेक्टर वेरिफिकेशन में हैं अभी. फिर बाद में नेम वेरिफिकेशन के लिए आएंगे हम. सर, आई नो सर.
Considering he is the next crown prince.
But they're refusing to let us purchase it because we changed our names. We tried doing that as well this morning.
Yeah, it has a 3-day
yeah,
period.
it says suspicious activity because we changed our names.
Not suspicious.
To Kundavai.
It needs 3 days, 3 working days to
Suspicious
do
because
that.
she changed. Did you put your picture out?
Yeah, now I think I look different, so
Who is
you're not
this guy?
verifying me.
Please do.
Hello. Hi. Priyanka this side from Salam Mantra. First of all, the PS2 team is looking fab right now in front of the ring.
Thank you.
Second thing, when we get to know about the movie, whether it was PS1 or PS2, you guys are wearing so heavy costumes, whether the jewelries are there or the male costumes what they are having. So how difficult was it to carry on for that whole set and daily on the basis, as so much time was there for the implementation of the film was taking place?
No, I think it was one of the first times that the men had to be worried about hair and earrings and jewelry, and we'll never envy the heroines again. You know, it's so difficult, and the thing is fighting. And we used to have this armor, and actually it was easier for us because we thought, let's try being as real as possible. So it was leather, but even then it used to chafe, it used to cut. So even if when you swing, it's hard. It's not like cloth. And then riding, and you cannot bend, you cannot turn. I remember I think Karthi also has a back problem now. I had a major problem for almost 3 months. So it was very difficult. And it's not as easy as shooting any other film. You just go there, shoot, and then you chill, and you talk to your friends, and you're forever constantly checking your earrings and your hair and your armor, and did you miss out on anything? And you always are stiff. Even when you act, you need to, and you have to act princely. It's so difficult. Like, I think the most number of takes I had was walking into Nandini's chamber. He said, no, you're walking. And I said, no, I'm okay, sir. I went and saw the monitor, and I was actually walking in like some college dude, I was like, happily. And then he said, yeah, shit, no, sorry, I need to change the walk. And, it's a very different body language. But there's a lot of discomfort. But I think you feel like a prince, or you feel like a princess. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And in a Mani Ratnam's film, when you walk into that set and you see it and you realize that this could have been a palace. And it's so beautiful. Whatever you saw on screen, I don't even think Ravi did a beautiful job. It was like his name. It's like a painting. But I don't think he could capture the beauty of it all, the grandeur of what we saw and what we felt. So in spite of all that, we really felt good. And there was hardship, only hardship. But I'm sure all of us, if Manisa asked us for another sequel for Ponniyin Selvan or PS3, we'll be there. We loved every second.
Hi, I'm Shweta from India Today. Actually, Karthi said that PS1 North Indians found confusing. So, how do you think PS2 will be received by North India? And, do they need to read the book before, they watch the film? Like, what do you suggest?
No, this is only from the feedback I received from my friends here. And then I had to explain the story to them. Then I sent them WhatsApp forwards of the gist of the story, which is just a paragraph. And after that, they were able to follow it and became easier. I think the part 2, they have taken more effort to give the recap in the beginning of the film. So it will be easier to follow. Now, I think the faces are also familiar. So you don't have to remember the names, you know who's where and what they are doing. So definitely PS2 is going to be much, much easier to follow. And I think PS1 has done enough setup for PS2 to become bigger. Yeah.
And, sorry, my intro. The thing is, I think the confusion was more to do with the names than anything else. Like, I couldn't get some of the names when I was saying my dad. I still can't get, your Tamil? I like the Paduvaita rare. I still, dubbing used to be a torture for me, and I called him, what was I calling him? I was calling him I couldn't get the name, so I can imagine, like, see, he says Arun Moji, actually it's Arun Mori. Yes. So it's very difficult. So, and they all sound alike. It must be like Chinese for you all, like everything sounds the same. So that would have been the confusion. And most of us are not, you're not familiar with us on the Hindi screen. But now I think, like you said, after seeing the first part, there shouldn't be any confusion. It was more of, there is a recap, and you could always, Amazon is there to help you. And we'll also send you the links to see that 5-minute introduction to part 1. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, ma'am. Akash this
Hi.
side.
My name is Jayaraman from Deccan Herald. My question is to Karthi sir. I need to know the inputs given by your father Shivkumar sir while playing Vallavara and Vandiya Devan. So it would be great.
He did not help me in any way.
Any
to be
inputs
honest,
given by
he got me some nice history books.
Okay.
Because we had a lot of time during the COVID, and I had to read.
Yes.
I wanted to read, and he got me a lot of books, and then I got many more contacts through his friends, who are all people who would research on inscriptions on the temples, and they gave me more references about common people in 10th century, because all the references we have are only about royals in 10th century.
Yes.
There are very few accounts of common people in 10th century or even much earlier. So I think I used my dad's contacts a lot more than actually my dad's knowledge in this.
Okay. And what was his feedback after watching PS1 and also Suryanna's feedback?
He was extremely proud because he was supposed to play Ponniyin Selvan when MGR wanted to make it into a movie.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
So then later when I am doing one of the characters in the film, he was extremely thrilled and happy, and he said, I'm very proud of Tamil cinema. That's what my dad had to say.
Okay.
And my brother, of course, he took all his friends, and most of them are people who didn't speak Tamil. And he was just thrilled to see their reaction after watching the film, and he called back immediately after watching the film, what have you guys done? I think this is something you all have to be proud of, because very rare that all of us come together for one film.
Indeed.
And
and
give
look
it all
happy.
that we have. And look happy, exactly. It's not.
Thank you.
It doesn't
Wishing you all the
happen.
very best for the
Thank you
movie.
so much.
Thank you.
Hello.
so much,
Hello,
everybody.
ma'am.
Last question,
Hello,
please.
ma'am. Akash this side from Filmic.
Where are you?
Here,
Oh, sorry. Hi,
yes,
Akash.
here. Yes.
Okay, there's 2 questions for you. What about the others?
So
That's
just
so
last
unfair.
question, sir. I have a question, request actually to Trisha ma'am. So people are, they are in awe with your dancing, and they want to know about a lot more about your singing. So any song of your choice.
Fantastic singer.
So could you please just sing a few lines from any song that you can do for us?
You know, down south, when people have asked me to do this, I've point blank refused, saying I will never ever sing. If I come to Delhi and do it, I don't think I'll be allowed inside Chennai ever again. So let's save the singing for later.
Okay, ma'am. Any dialogue that from your, like, we would love to hear voice,
Sing Happy Birthday.
anything, any dialogue maybe, from the movie. Your favorite dialogue.
Uyirunglodiyadu Devi.
आपका मेरा जीवन आपका what? Would you say it correctly? What is it?
Mera jeevan aapka hai is the right one.
Why are you asking me? I don't know.
This is
She
Yeah.
says that's wrong. Blah 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 blah. Is that right?
Meri heart aapka hai.
Heart. Heart is this.
Heart.
Heart is dil.
हाँ, मेरा दिल आपका
And
है.
you should do it like SRK.
SRK
Mera
style. Thank you, ma'am. You look beautiful as always.
Thank
you
you so
guys.
much,
Thank you so
Akash.
much.
So much.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, everybody.
we are enlightened and we are elated at the same time to see so much inquisitiveness. I request